Antacid. Actually, this is the main importance. We can use it as an antacid because we are having only two mild bases. We can use it as antacids. One is magnesium hydroxide, milk of magnesia, and second one is what? Sodium hydrogen, or we can say sodium bicarbonate. That is what I have to remember. Next. So what is the purpose? How? What is the reason? This is the reason. What is the reason? It is alkaline in nature. Means it is acidic in nature or basic in nature? It is basic in nature. Who? Sodium hydrogen carbonate. So it will neutralizes the excess acid in the stomach and provides what? It will provide relief. That is what. So what is the excess acid actually? HCl. Do you understand, everybody? So if you want, you can write that reaction also. We all knows that acid reacting with the sodium hydrogen carbonate, bicarbonate, verify it in our notebooks. Chemical properties of acid, we studied. Acids are reacting with the metal bicarbonates. What is the products will come? Everyone will get the
Salt plus
water
plus carbon
dioxide. That is how it will give the relief for us. Do you understand what I'm saying? Clear, everybody? Yes. So all should knows that each and everything you people need to work out. Okay. Next. It is also used in soda acid fire extinguishers. We all knows this equation. Anybody tell me soda acid fire extinguisher? What is the equation? Please fastly. Sodium hydrogen carbonate, which is in aqueous state, plus sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid, which will gives you what? Whenever the whenever you want to put the fire, Na2SO4 plus 2CO2 plus 2H2. So actually, who is the fire extinguisher here? Who will put out the fire? Water as well as carbon dioxide. So balance it. 2 NaHCO3 plus H2SO4 gives you Na2SO4 plus 2CO2 plus H2O. So this is only called as what? Soda acid. Fire extinguisher. That is what you have to remember. Do it, everybody. Clear, understand? Mr. Jeffrey, please mute yourself. Disturbance. Okay, clear, understand, write that equation. We all knows or not. Metal bicarbonate reacting with acid, it will gives you metal salt plus water plus that is what. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, write it. Clear, everybody? So now, you might be knows how it will be reaction happening. So you all people are seeing the soda acid fire extinguisher. If you go to the market or if you see in our schools also somewhere, soda acid fire extinguisher, you might be all seen. Am I right, everybody? Yes, please.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, soda acid fire extinguisher. Sir, how it will works? Is it the reaction is inside stored or only component stores? You can see here, soda acid fire extinguisher, how it will be present. This is the cylinder it is present. Outside it will looks like this only. But if you notice inside, how that will be, I will say you. So if you notice it, this is the actually soda acid fire extinguisher. Basically, it looks like this. Now, inside, what is the reaction? You all observe very carefully. I'll say you. Inside, it will be present like this. Okay, this is the exact phenomena how it will be present. It looks outside only single cylinder, but inside it is having how many cylinders? Inside one inner cylinder is there. That inner cylinder only contains what acid? Everybody check it here. What acid it contains?
Sulfuric acid.
And the outside cylinder, what acid it is having? Sodium carbonate solution. Sodium carbonate solution. Now, both are separated with a glass. You can see that this sulfuric acid is stored in the glass tube. Understand, all of you? Now, if you want to put a fire accident, if you suppose fire accident is happening, if you want to put off the fire, then what will happen, you know, guys? Here we will be having a one piston like handle. So you all know cycle pump, we people will be having a piston. Yes or no? Yes or no, Ra? So the cycle pump, yeah, same way that pump will be there. This piston, if you press up or if you hit to the ground, this piston will go and will hit this glass bottle. What bottle it is? Glass bottle which contains what? Glass bottle which contains sulfuric acid. So that the sulfuric acid will come and will mix with this sodium carbonate solution. Not sodium carbonate, sodium, here wrong. Sodium hydrogen, yes,
Carbonate.
Sodium, not sodium carbonate, it is sodium hydrogen carbonate. That is only formula NaHCO3.
CO3.
That acid, as soon as the acid will mix with this, so that we'll get the three products. What is that, everybody? So it will use to produce the, what it will
Water.
produce? Sodium sulfate plus
Sodium sulfate.
dioxide.
Water plus carbon dioxide.
So
Carbon dioxide.
this carbon dioxide, mainly carbon dioxide will put out the fire, because CO2 is a supporter of combustion or non-supporter of combustion?
Non-supporter.
Non-supporter of combustion. Understanding all of you? As it is sodium sulfate is aqueous state, so it will be staying inside, and carbon dioxide will come very forcefully through this nozzle, so that it will put out the fire. Okay, so this is the phenomena of soda acid fire extinguisher. How this will be works. Already in study, while studying the properties of acids, I have taught you. Am I right, everybody? Yes.
Yes, sir.
We can notice it
Yes,
here. This is an example of soda acid fire extinguisher. So we are having a piston here, or we can say plunger. So if I hit to the ground, what will happen? Like a nozzle, it will be like a nail. It will go and will break this sulfuric acid container, glass tube, so that it will mix with the what? It will mix with the sodium bicarbonate solution. So immediately through the nozzle, you can see here, through the nozzle, the carbon dioxide gas forcefully it will come. So it will help to put out the fire. Do you all understand, everybody? This is the exact mechanism how it is present, but you don't have anything. It is there in class 8 actually. Understand? So that is what is importance of baking soda. I hope you all understand. Anybody having any doubt, you can ask. Clear, guys? Applications of sodium, washing soda, baking soda, very important. These salts are very important. Unless you study this, people are going to help you anything. There is no question paper without asking the question from these things. I am very particular in this. So if you want to make 100% questions will come in this 4. Totally 4 we are studying. First one, sodium hydroxide, called as what? Caustic soda.
It's soda or soda lemon.
Bleaching powder. Next one is, third one is baking soda, and fourth one is what? Washing. Okay, baking soda only will get it, baking powder also. Okay, now one more thing is missing, that is what we not taught, that is only bleaching powder. So let us discuss the bleaching powder. Okay, and we'll wind up this one. Bleaching powder, you can see it is oxychloride. We used to call it as bleaching powder. So we all know bleaching powder for cleaning the tanks and all, they used to use this one. Am I right, everybody? I hope you all know. Correct? So all of you keep it. So now how many of you clear with the applications of baking soda? Is it clear, everybody?
Yes, sir.
That is what.
Yes, sir.
So next, bleaching powder. You keep adding bleaching powder. Bleaching powder. Okay, first thing. So you can see here, bleaching powder is prepared by, this is very important. You people will surprised by seeing the physical state. You can notice even on a book also. So you can write it, bleaching powder. Also we can call it as calcium
oxychloride.
Calcium oxychloride. Okay. So what is the formula? Learn it now itself.
CaOCl2.
Oxychloride. Calcium Ca, oxychloride OCl2. Now itself you have to learn the formula. So remember, this is actually a chemical compound. Basically, it will releases the chlorine. Understand? And that is why this is actually caused, bleaching powder is chemically a chlorine releasing compound. So that is why it will release the chlorine, caused bleaching. So we all people will use for cleaning the swimming pools and our water tanks and all. Am I right or wrong? All of you? Because
Yes,
it is
sir.
the source of chlorine gas. We all know chlorine. Chlorine is a what? Disinfectant. Yes or no? It will kill the bacteria and all. Yes, guys? Please respond. That
Yes,
is,
sir.
write it. First point, bleaching powder is chemically what actually it is? It is the chlorine releasing compound. Sir, why, sir? Chlorine gas we cannot store because chlorine is a very poisonous gas also. Do you all understand, guys? Chlorine is a very poisonous gas and it is a gaseous state. We people cannot use it directly. That is why we are storing in the form of powder. Okay. So that is why we will say it is a chlorine releasing compound. This released chlorine causes bleaching. Bleaching means cleaning. That is what germs killing and all. This released chlorine cause bleaching. Is it okay, everybody? Do you understand, everyone? Now, so production process, very, very important one. Production. So let us see how it will be happening. So write it. On large scale, large scale means what? Very more quantity. Okay. Bleaching powder can be manufactured by Hasen-Clever method. Manufactured by Hasen-Clever method. The type of the method is Hasen-Clever method. By passing, physical state is very important. By passing chlorine gas. By passing chlorine gas through Slackle line. So what do you mean by Slackle line? We all people knows. What do you mean by
Calcium.
Calcium.
tangent? Calcium. What is-
Hydroxide.
Yeah,
Hydroxide.
calcium hydroxide. But we all know calcium hydroxide. You should take aqueous stata, solid stata, liquid stata. What state?
Aqueous state.
For this reaction, that is only I want it. We have to take dry Slackle line. So it is not in a dissolved form. We have to take it what, Amma? Dry Slackle line. Okay. So over the gas through dry Slackle line. That is only will gives you the bleaching powder. Okay. So calcium hydroxide reacting with the chlorine gas, it will give you what? Calcium oxychloride plus also it will give you what, guys? Byproduct. Water. Okay. So that is what you have to remember it. So this is what is the reaction of production of bleaching powder, preparation of bleaching powder. So we have to pass the gas over what line? Over the
Slackle.
line. That is what you have to remember. Any doubt anybody can ask? Clear, guys? Yes?
Yes, sir.
So first thing. So it is actually a bleaching powder. What is the color? You all people notice it. Properties, you can write it. So properties I am writing. Properties of bleaching powder. Yeah, what is the color? You all people will experience it. Bleaching powder.
White color.
White powder. Very good. So it is a white powder. Gives you what smell? It is a storage of something. Yes, Mr.
Chlorine.
Arisera?
Chlorine.
Strong smell of what? Everybody. Strong smell
Chlorine.
of chlorine. Because why? Why it is? Because
Because
it is releasing what? Chlorine releasing.
Chlorine.
That is the reason. And also remember, this bleaching powder also we can call it as chloride of lime. What is to call? Chloride of lime. You might understand why it is called as chloride of lime. Because what is the raw materials? Lime we are taking.
Oxide.
Understanding? Lime is a what? Calcium hydroxide plus chlorine gas. That is why it is called as chloride of lime. Is it okay, guys? All of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Next, second one. Is soluble in water. Is soluble in cold water. Or normally you can say water. Okay. But you can see cold water, always it will left something behind. Some portion. Okay. Portion always or insoluble portion. Insoluble portion always left behind that is only we used to called as is the lime present in it. Understanding? So whatever is left behind, that insoluble portion, that is only we used to called as lime. But
Discipline.
if I make the cold water to hot water, solubility increases or decreases? Everybody? Yes.
Solubility increases.
Yeah, solubility increases. Clear, everybody? Mitakshri? When it is a cold water, something is left behind, insoluble substance. But if it is hot water, if you are increasing the temperature, then it will be completely soluble. More increasing solubility will increases. Is it okay, everybody? Yes. Next. It is not supposed to expose to the atmosphere. It has to be always airtight container. Why? Because it is very dangerous. If you expose to the air, it will releases the chlorine gas, and chlorine gas, breathing of chlorine gas, it is not like what preferred to breathe. It is very dangerous gas. Chlorine is actually a poisonous gas. The chlorine, it loses chlorine due to reaction with carbon dioxide. So now here you can form one question. Let me see who will form the question. Any one of you. I'm giving chance to you people. From this property, you can form a question. What is the question? Many questions you can form. Let you people generate the question one by one. Let me see how many of you will make. From this point, you can generate the question. What is the first question I will say? Why we should always store the bleaching powder in a airtight container? What is the reason?
Because chlorine gas will be evolved and be
yes,
released.
Reacting with
chlorine
air.
gas is evolved by exposure by reacting with the whom? Harish? By
Oxygen.
reacting with the carbon dioxide. That is what. Who is reacting with the which element, which substance is reacting with the bleaching powder when it is exposed to the air? Who is reacting? Carbon.
Carbon dioxide.
What will happen when the bleaching powder is exposed to the atmosphere? Answer to the question. What will happen
Lose
when the bleaching powder is exposed
Bleaching
to the
powder will react with
atmosphere?
carbon dioxide and evolve a
Yes.
chlorine gas.
That is what. Understanding? So, anyways, they can ask the question. CaCl2, bleaching powder, calcium oxychloride, not it is a D. Again, people will be intelligent. So, this is CaOCl2. Is it okay, everybody? CaOCl2. Okay. React with the carbon dioxide. It will produce as calcium carbonate, CaCO3 plus chlorine gas. Is it okay, everybody? Yes, please. All of you?
Sure.
Respond. Nobody. Anybody having any doubt in this? You can ask. Clear, guys? Understood or not?
Yes, sir.
That is the problem. From this, one more beautiful question you can form. Can anybody tell me what is the formation of calcium carbonate? In the third chapter, we studied it. Combination reactions, I think. I'll verify it and let me know. For formation of calcium carbonate, we have written some equation. Let me know, everyone. Calcium carbonate.
Calcium
Ca
hydroxide plus
yeah,
carbon dioxide.
calcium hydroxide illa Mitakshri. That is entire
Oxy.
calcium oxide reacting with the water directly. Do you remember that? We'll get calcium carbonate. Combination of compound plus compound. Verify it. You might be getting it. Am I right? Check it, everybody. Combination of calcium oxide plus carbon dioxide. Sorry, not water, amma. I forgot it. Miss here. It is not water. It is what? Carbon dioxide. Have you checked it, everybody? Compound plus compound will give you single substance. That is what combination of compound we studied. Do you remember, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes. You all people can verify it. So, of course, calcium carbonate can form in whitewashing also. Adenna formation. That is another thing. So, what will happen? First, calcium oxide dissolve in water. It will form what? Calcium
Hydroxide.
This calcium hydroxide is reacting with the carbon dioxide. It will form what?
Calcium carbonate.
Plus, it will produce what? Yes.
Water.
Water. Understand? So now this water is in liquid state. Now, in exam, I will ask you, give any one chemical reaction for formation of calcium carbonate. Calcium carbonate then you can give 3 examples. Am I right or wrong? Yes, please.
Sir.
Yes,
Either
sir.
it may react with the calcium hydroxide, or it may react with the calcium
Calcium
oxychloride,
oxide.
or it may react with the calcium oxide directly. Understand? That is the purpose I am asking you. So, same product, same calcium. They are not. What is byproduct? It is not. Now, I will particularly specify. Now you all can experience it. Let us write that equation also. I will say, you see, calcium. What is that? Calcium oxide reacting with the carbon dioxide. It will get what? CaCO.
CaCO3.
Okay. Now, from this, I will form the 3 questions. You all can list the questions also. Be smart enough. I will say, write a chemical equation for the formation of calcium carbonate, but no byproduct should come. So by the time, what equation you should write? No byproduct.
Calcium
Calcium
oxide carbon
oxide.
dioxide.
Understand, Mr. Haris Eras? Vijay? That is. If they'll ask you,
Sir.
write a chemical equation of formation of calcium carbonate, but chlorine is the byproduct, then you have to write this equation.
Calcium oxychloride plus
Yes.
CO.
Water is the byproduct. You have to write what?
Calcium hydroxide reacts with carbon
That
dioxide.
is what. Clear? Specification, they will ask you. That is only CBQ, competency based question. Because one equation teaching in the first chapter, second equation teaching in the second chapter, third chapter, again you will get a different equation for formation of calcium carbonate. So you have complete idea to answer this. Otherwise, is it possible to answer? Do you think that it is possible? Clear? So you have to be very, very careful when you are answering the question. Specification. That is why interconnecting the concepts is very important. Chemistry class 10th, every chapter is having a interconnection. There is no kind of separate chapter who does not have like any interconnecting between the chapters. That is why you should learn. Do you understand now how I specified? You write the question. So 3 equations we can write for formation of calcium carbonate. 1 equation without byproduct. Second equation with chlorine as a byproduct. Third equation,
Water as a byproduct.
water as a byproduct. Okay. Simply we can say. All they may ask you another question like that. Write an equation of formation of calcium carbonate where chlorine gas is also evolved. That's all. Then you must write this one. Do you understand, everybody?
Yes, sir.
That is one. Okay. Now, next. Properties of bleaching powder. So this is what is the properties. So on exposing to the air, it will lose its chlorine due to the reaction with the carbon dioxide. Next, when bleaching powder is treated with the acids, you all people, can you tell me the equations? Treated with the acids, you can see the rate at which chlorine gas is released is increases. See that when the bleaching powder is reacting with the carbon dioxide, we will get the chlorine gas, but the faster, more releasing or faster it is releasing only when it is reacting with the what? When they treated with the acid. Understanding? So that is what the specification. They will ask you now, write a chemical equation where the rate at which the chlorine is released increases. So then it has to be react with what? All of you.
Acid.
Acid. So bleaching powder is treated. Next one. That is only we used to call it as understanding bleaching of cloths. You all people can know. Industries, if you go, unbleached piece of same like a bleaching of cloths for making the like in the sense of we can say for the different colors variations. I will show you that. I will make you. So you can remember that. So bleaching powder is treated with the dilute acids. With the dilute acids, then the rate at which the chlorine is released is increases or decreases. Then the rate at which chlorine is released increases or decreases, everybody?
Increases.
Okay, so this is also very important example for us. We can write it. Yeah, you can write it. CaCl2 plus HCl. Tell me the products. Let me see who will say. Any one of you. If people know or don't know, I want to know.
So calcium hydroxide.
Yeah, calcium hydroxide.
Plus chlorine plus.
Think, mind use. That is what is expecting. Calcium hydroxide or calcium chloride?
Calcium chloride.
Understand? Calcium chloride, CaCl2 plus chlorine gas plus water. Purima? Or you can use calcium CaOCl2. You can use sulfuric acid H2SO4. Then products, tell me.
Calcium sulfate plus
chlorine gas plus water. So rate of reaction increases when you react with the dilute acids. Is it okay, guys? All of you? Yeah. Clear, everyone? So who is a real bleaching agent present in the bleaching powder? A real bleaching agent present in the bleaching powder.
Chlorine.
Chlorine. Note that word. Note that word. But why we are preferring the bleaching powder? Why can't we use chlorine directly? Why?
Gaseous form, sir. So
It is a gaseous form, and it is a storing is very difficult. It's a gas. So chlorine gas itself is very difficult to store, and utilizing also very difficult. And you see that it will be very poisonous substance also, because some colored substances turns like you can see colorless when oxidizing by chlorine. And chlorine is also yellow color gas and dangerous gas. Please remember that. That is why we cannot use chlorine gas directly. That is why we are storing the chlorine gas in the form of what? Everybody. Yes, please. Respond, Ra. We are storing the chlorine gas in the form of what? Bleaching powder. Clear, everybody?
Bleaching
That is
powder.
what, okay, that is what you have to remember. So who is the actual bleaching agent present in the bleaching powder, everyone?
Chlorine.
Chlorine. Okay. Next, bleaching action. Sir, why sir chlorine is a bleaching? Go back to the first chapter. Oxidation and reduction reaction. I will give you the examples. All of you open your notebooks. Oxidation and reduction reaction. How many of you written oxidation and reduction reaction? Do you all written? I want to know the response from you all people. All of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So I will say the example. You verify it you have written or not. H2S plus Cl2 gives you HCl plus S. All of you check it, everyone. I will say the reaction. Oxidation and reaction. H2S reacting with the chlorine gas will gives you HCl plus S. Have you written this? Yes. Now
Yes,
H2S
sir.
is turning into S. Oxidation or reduction. Hydrogen is removed. Removal of oxidation.
Oxidation.
Yes.
Oxidation.
Chlorine gas is turns into HCl. Addition of oxygen. What is to call?
Addition of hydrogen.
Addition of hydrogen. What is to call?
Reduction, sir.
Now, who is the reducing agent here? Who is the reducing agent?
H2S.
H2S.
Who is the oxidizing agent?
Chlorine.
Oxidizing agent. So what do you mean by oxidizing agent? Either it needs to supply the oxygen or need to help to remove what? Need to help to remove hydrogen. Understanding? Either need to supply the oxygen or need to help to remove the hydrogen. That is what we used to call as oxidizing agent. Am I right or wrong?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So why the chlorine is having a bleaching agent? Why it is a bleaching? Because what is the nature? It is a oxidizing property. Do you understand it? Because it will gains the electrons. Gaining electrons, oxidation or reduction?
Oxidation.
Oxidation. So understand? So the bleaching action of chlorine is due to that. What is the reason? It is the oxidizing property. Note it. Bleaching action of chlorine. So what is that? It is oxidation or reduction. Chlorine is due to what? Due to its oxidizing property. Understand, Amma? Clear, everybody? All of you. Oxidizing property. So what will happen, sir, when you bleach it? So some colored substances turns into colorless when oxidized by chlorine. When colored substances, some colored substances, okay, turn colorless when oxidized by whom? Everybody. Oxidized by chlorine. Okay. Now you go to the Google and do one thing after the class. I'll say you put in the Google unbleached and bleached cloth. You can check it. Same cloth, but bleaching powder compared with an unbleached piece of a same cloth. Bleached cloth and unbleached cloth. You put it and verify it. Is it okay, everybody? Will you all do it or not?
Yes, sir.
So please make it. Okay. So users alone we will discuss in tomorrow, and we'll see that. So your today's class, what you people will do, go back to the textbook. Now you can see here. And one of the component, I think I have taught you that we will use in formation of chloroform. What is that, Harish? When I'm teaching the uses of, I think something, chloroform, we will use it. Anybody tell me? Chloroform, manufacturing of chloroform, we will use some component use. What is that? Stick your notebooks. Manufacturing of
Sir, chlorine gas.
yes, chlorine gas we will use it. Understanding? So that is why for manufacturing of bleaching powder also we will use it in bleaching powder is also for manufacturing of what? Manufacturing of chloroform we can use it. Of course, the industries, this all the applications tomorrow we'll discuss it. So till here, anyone having any doubt, you can ask me. So this is the equation for this one. Okay. So any problem for anybody? All of you? Respond raw. Now, what is the calcium slakul lime we are taking here? We are not taking here aqueous state. What is that? That is the physical state. I mentioned or not? So you should not say, you should not say slakul lime. It is a what actually? It is the
Dry slakes.
dry slate. Okay. So that is what you have to remember. Clear everybody? All of you?
Yes, sir.
Understand? That is only CBQs. So we have to be very, very careful when they are saying that. Okay. Please make it. That's all. Thank you, everybody. So this is what about it. Anyone having any problem, you can ask me. So perfectly you read it. This users also will understand. Little bit more users I will say you. So now you people go to Google and you make it bleached cloth and unbleached cloth. You can see the difference. And remaining things is very simple. So till here, till where uses of washing soda, till here perfectly entire chapter till 9 o'clock you take. Only we have next water of crystallization and plaster of Paris. Over. Nothing else we have. So I know that is also will take 2 days time to teach. So you should understand it and finish it. Then from here till 9 o'clock from now, 6:30 to 9 o'clock, everyone should read line to line and understand everything. As I told you now, this regarding permanent hardness of water. Now I will send you before within 10 minutes, I will forward you that. Okay, guys, carry on with the maximum interest. I'm still believing my students. At least you all people need to make me happy. Okay. Thank you, everybody. We'll meet tomorrow's class.
Thank you, sir.